What's good, YouTube? In today's video, we got Dan Batard calling out Stephen A. Smith for the way him and Skip Bayless destroy sports media. Dan Batard used to work with ESPN, but they parted ways back in 2020. But in today's video, I want to highlight Dan Batard calling out Stephen A. Smith for the way he destroys sports media. And let's highlight that clip right here. Here's the video.
I hate what you two have done to sports television.
You can say that all you want to. I would say, who the hell are you to sit up there and say me and him? What about you? Where the hell were you? Living under a rock, teaching at Miami U? You were a part of it too? You ain't innocent.
I'm talking about all the imitators that you have birthed. All of the imitators that are all over the place thinking without the journalism credentials that the point of all this is to turn it into an argument on television.
If you are a guy, if you are on social media, and guess what? You don't have to go to college. And you don't have to take 18 credit semester hours like I did each semester. And you don't have to get a bachelor's degree. And all you got to do is go on YouTube, talk smack, find a way to build subscribers and viewers per episode, and monetize your brand, and you get to bypass all of that stuff. And there's an industry that's been put in place that allows you to do that. And you've elected to do that just to get paid. How the hell is that Skip Bayless and Stephen A's fault? Or Dan Batard for that matter, or anybody else? They created those platforms. It's allowed to be monetized. People see that has the potential to pay you more than a $75,000 to $90,000 salary working in newspapers. Everybody don't have space for you to do talk radio or a television show. So you figured out a way to do this rather than punch a clock, work a 9 to 5 in corporate America at whatever job you're doing. And that's basically been more beneficial monetarily to you. How is that Skip Bayless, Dan Batard, Stephen A., Will Bond, Kornheiser, or anybody else?
Well, I don't think entirely, right, that this category that I'm talking about is something that I fit in. Just because you and I have had a long relationship, I don't think we've ever had an argument on or off the air. The argument is not something that I pursue. I'm not saying it's not good for television. I'm not saying that. I just know that the show that you did with Skip Bayless was one kind of show, and then the one you did with Max was a different kind of show, at least in part, and you've said publicly that you didn't like how Max wasn't interested in the argument, in the sparks as you were.
And this is what Stephen A. Smith had to say on his podcast about him being called out by Dan Batard for destroying sports media. So let's listen to what Stephen A. Smith had to say on his podcast, No Mercy. Here's the video.
Be sure to hit that like button for me if you haven't already. That helps this YouTube channel continue to grow. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, stay up to date with all of my current YouTube videos. Peace.
One of my pet peeves that I've had for many years, and I want to make sure that I'm clear, I'm not calling Dan Batard out for this. This is what ticks off people like myself. I don't hold anything against bloggers. I'm not holding anything against anybody with their own YouTube channel. I'm not holding anything against people who are trying to monetize their product by creating their definition of clickbait to draw an audience to them, proliferate the numbers, and ultimately profit off of it. This is America. I'm not here to judge in that regard. But what I will say is, you ain't me. When I was at the ESPN, when I started off, I was an NBA insider. When I was at the Philadelphia Inquirer as a columnist, I had to work my way up the ranks for 11 years before I earned the right to opine and editorialize and give my opinion. Blood, sweat, tears, hustle. That's what I had to do. I'm a black man with a resume. Nobody gave this to me. And when anybody comes along and they're talking about, well, you know something, there are imitators out there, that ignore the journalism in an effort, to make sure they augment the actual argument and made for TV debate. That's their problem. That's society's problem for letting them get away with it. Because when I was on the come up, I had to earn the right to be in that position. I couldn't just take bites from television, splice them together, air a couple of minutes on YouTube, and then give comment without any journalism background, without any connections, without any networking or resources to buffer my argument. I didn't have that luxury. Dan knows that because Dan didn't have that luxury. Y'all are something else. Y'all are something else. And I know that Dan Batard didn't mean it, but what I'm saying is when a question like that is broached and it's devoid of that content and that historical backdrop, it does a disservice to people like me, who, excuse my language, bust my ass to be here. Nobody's giving me anything. Hell, when I was at ESPN, I was fired. Where y'all were then? Back then, y'all were telling me that's why I was fired. Obnoxious, loud, demonstrative, bombastic. It's not good to television. He thought he was more than he was, which I did. All true. I may not have deserved to be fired, but the bottom line is I wasn't innocent. I played a role in that, as my book Straight Shooter chronicles. I'm me. For better or worse, I'm real. I ain't flip-flopping, backsliding, or anything. Do I make mistakes? You damn right I do. I'm human. But it's never intentional. And even with my personal feelings, I don't get personal about the facts that I spew and disseminate. I represent myself, I represent my employer, and I represent my name in the way it's supposed to be, exercising those journalistic tenets that I'm supposed to. And if others choose to do otherwise, that's on them.
Okay, so that's Stephen A. Smith's response to Dan Lepetard, calling him out for destroying sports media. It's honestly a lot to unpack, so I would love to hear you guys' opinion. Leave a comment down below. How do you guys feel about Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless destroying sports media? Do you agree with Dan Lepetard? If you made it this far in the video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. That really does help my channel continue to grow. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Or if you've already been around to the page, make sure you're already subscribed. That really does help, man. I appreciate you guys if you did that. Salute, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. You can click on these other videos that's popping up. That helps support my channel as well. And we out, guys. Peace.